Jadon Sancho put out a public statement yesterday, basically undermining Erik Ten Hag. Ten Hag said that Sancho was left out of the squad to face Arsenal because he hadn't performed in training. Sancho disagreed. He said that he has been scapegoated. What exactly did Erik Ten Hag say? I'm going to run through that full transcription from that press conference in this video. What did Sancho say? We're going to run through his full statement. And we're going to speak about all the evidence that we know. And you can let me know what you think about this in the comments. Because Man United now fans that were kind of forced to choose between a player and a manager. That's not a good situation. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. This is an important video. Please give me 10 minutes of your time. But yeah, we're not... The big focus point after that Arsenal game isn't the Arsenal game. It's this between Erik Ten Hag and Jadon Sancho. Now, what did Erik Ten Hag say exactly? This is the full transcription of what he said when he was questioned about why Scott McTominay and Jadon Sancho were not in the squad to face Arsenal.
Sancho and McTominay weren't here. Are they both injured as well?
No, Scott is ill. And Jadon was on his performance on the training. We didn't select him.
So that he was that a form of discipline, would you say?
No, you have to reach a level every day on Manchester United, and we can make choices in the front line. And so for this game, he wasn't selected.
So that's Erik Ten Hag explaining why he wasn't selected. First couple of things to say about this. Number one, we know that Ten Hag has got ridiculously high standards, okay? This isn't something that's personal for Sancho. This is something that he's applied to every single player at this football club so far. Second of all, I do think that in this environment, had we won that game, would Ten Hag have said anything on that? I think Ten Hag probably will look back and go, oh man, I wish I just said that Sancho was ill as well. So it didn't help the situation. I don't think the timing of that was very good. But Sancho's decision to release this statement, there's absolutely no way that he's going to be advised to do that. Because to go public, to call out your boss, to call your boss a liar in public, you're forcing a situation. This is what Sancho said. Please don't believe everything you read. I will not allow people to say things about me that is completely untrue. I've conducted myself in training very well this week. I believe that there are other reasons for this matter that I won't go into. I've been a scapegoat for a long time, which isn't fair. All I want to do is play football with a smile on my face and contribute to my team. I respect all decisions that are made by the coaching staff, apart from this decision, which you don't respect. I played with fantastic players and grateful to do so, which I know every week is a challenge. I will continue to fight for this badge no matter what. I've no idea why Jadon Sancho thought that was a good idea. Now, if you look at what's happened with Sancho and Ten Hag, it's been... Last season, Ten Hag really took Sancho under his wing, right? And he got 3 months off. Remember this? What he said about Jadon Sancho last season. He said it was a good pre-season. When the league started, he played some good games. But after that, we got a drop in level sometimes. You don't know why or what is causing it. That's why we're trying to do it now, to do some research, and we're getting back here. It's a combination of physical and mental struggles. Jadon Sancho was given 3 months off by Erik Ten Hag last season. He's the highest paid player at our football club. Now, you might say in the comments, Sam, every single player has to be treated the same. It's not how it works, all right? If you are the highest paid player at the club, the expectations on you compared to some player who's just coming through, who's on 20 grand, the expectations and the pressure will be different. If you're on 30 grand a week at work and you get a pay rise to 60 grand, do you expect to have the same level of scrutiny at 30 grand? No. It's going to go up. The pressure's going to go up. The scrutiny's going to go up. That's what happens with increased responsibility and increased levels. But Ten Hag last season, I'm not sure he could have done much more for Jadon Sancho. I hadn't seen it before at a club. 3 months he was given out of the spotlight. And when he came back in, there were some decent performances, but it was still kind of fleeting. It was in and out. It still wasn't the Jadon Sancho from Dortmund that we'd all wanted to see. So to say that Ten Hag has just scapegoated, I don't know whether maybe he's just speaking, he's isolated that to this week. But look at Wan-Bissaka. Look at Wan-Bissaka. Last season, Ten Hag kicked him out of the team. Not kicked him out of the team, but Delot was keeping him out of the team. I think he at one point even played Malacia at right back instead of playing Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka, just through sheer hard work and determination, forced his way into Ten Hag's plans. And he's now our first choice right back by some margin. Now, if you look at this is what Rio Ferdinand had to say on the situation, because I don't know whether it's as extreme as this. He said there's no way Jadon Sancho's putting out a statement like that if he hasn't, in his own eyes, performed well in training. On his chart, in Jadon's chart, I've trained all right, but the manager has a certain standard. There's only one way this ends right now, and he says two ways. There's only one window open, that's Saudi, that's a lie. The Turkish one's open as well. Or you're on the bench and not getting in the squad for the rest of the season. I wouldn't go as far as to say that this is like a situation which now just cannot be resolved. I don't know whether it was something that maybe slightly lost in translation, but it was something that certainly, I don't think Ten Hag should have said at that point after the game when everything was fired up already. I don't think he should have said that. But there's no justification for calling your manager, your boss, a liar in public. In what planet does that ever help anybody? Right? And as I said, Ten Hag, throughout his entire time so far at Manchester United, when it comes to these big old decisions, he's done well. Garnacho, late for training in pre-season, dropped. Marcus Rashford, our top scorer, dropped before Wolves, comes off the bench and scores. Ronaldo handled that perfectly. Maguire dropped him, took away the captaincy from him. Other players have been dropped as well. Diogo Dalot, he was dropped when Wan-Bissaka came in. De Gea, we know that release it. So many different examples of it. And now Jadon Sancho has decided to I don't know, he's forced United fans into deciding who's right. Now, what I want to do here is run through some examples and discuss, I suppose, the evidence that we have. Because I think Ten Hag, as I said, I'll go back to it there, the way that he handled that Sancho situation, it feels that if Ten Hag has reached a point where he's calling out Jadon Sancho in public there for not performing in training, then he must feel that everything that he's done behind the scenes so far has just not worked. Because I think that's the first time, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the first time that Ten Hag has called a player out in public for anything? He's always defended his players. Now, with Jadon Sancho, as I said, you always look for patterns. You always look for evidence. And I want to discuss a few of these, right? This is from 2017, when Jadon Sancho was just breaking through into becoming, signing his professional contract at City. And he was left out of the squad for the pre-season tour. I think that was when they had Sancho, they had Foden, they had Diaz. Left out, just didn't turn up for training. The club staff struggled to reach him. This here, back in 2019, from David Ornstein. Jadon Sancho feels humiliated and scapegoated by Dortmund. Sounds familiar. This is what was written. Alarm bells started to ring last month when the 19-year-old was dropped and fined by Dortmund for being late after returning from international duty. And then he was removed on 36 minutes when they were losing to Bayern Munich. And he was told that his display was not good enough. And it's left Sancho feeling humiliated and scapegoated and unprotected by his employers. Now, what is interesting to note about this one here is where that's the game that he was suspended from for being late. This game here against Bayern Munich was when he was taken off for a poor performance. And look what happened after. These are goals and assists, by the way. Goal, assist, goal. Goal, 2 goals and assists. Goal, assist, goal, assist. He got 17 goals and 17 assists this season. After that point there, he went on an absolutely phenomenal run. So maybe he did have justification for feeling humiliated and scapegoated there. The performances certainly after showed that was the case. And we've got here, I don't know whether more information is going to come out about this one. He was speaking about how previously he had a sleeping problem, which was making him late for Borussia Dortmund training. Goes down here. In Germany, there's a few things I still need to work on. I'm sometimes late to training. It's things like this I need to work on because I have a sleep problem. Little things like that where I need to be a little bit more professional and put things right. But I'm working on it. And the club's helping me and the team is helping me. And they were some issues that Jadon Sancho had back in Dortmund's days. I think Ten Hag has really treated Sancho fairly. Now, you might say, hold on, Sam, he's just playing Anthony left, right and centre, even though he's not. That was probably Anthony's best performance of the season against Arsenal. So it's really a bad time for you to try and use that as justification. And Ten Hag is a man who is meticulous to his standards in training, in application. And these players have not been doing it this year, man. And Jadon Sancho, I think Rio's right in the idea that if Jadon Sancho is putting out this statement here, then he really does feel that he did everything that he needed to do in training. But Jadon, that's not for you to decide, is it? That's the manager's to decide. So you can't say there that you respect all decisions made by the coaching staff and then completely disagree with the decision that a coaching staff has made. I don't think Erik Ten Hag was correct in saying that after the game. I still feel like that could have been something that could have been kept behind closed doors, and I always prefer it, and I've been an advocate for it. So I'd rather it did. But if Ten Hag is doing it, it is completely the opposite of everything he's done so far. And I'm going to presume that that is an indication that he feels, well, I've got to try something different because it's just not worked. But it now puts United fans in a position that's kind of similar to the Pogba and Mourinho situation. Not as bad. It's not. I wonder whether this can be something that still gets resolved. But Jadon putting that statement out there and calling his boss a liar in public takes a lot away from Jadon. Takes a lot of... it's going to change how the coaching staff feel about Jadon now. And in this situation with Pogba and Mourinho, United fans were forced to sort of like pick sides. But Jadon, man, this is not... If you're forcing United fans into that situation, there's only one winner here. Our club has been an absolute mess. Mess for 10 years. More than 10 years. And finally, in these last couple of years, it feels like we've got someone in control of the club that's actually steering us towards the right direction. To publicly call him, it's just really, really ill-advised. Even if there is some truth, and I'm sure that there's going to be more that comes out on this. But it's not the first time that Jadon Sancho has said that he's been humiliated and scapegoated by his employers. As I said, after that point, he actually went on probably the best run of goals and assists he's ever had in his career. I don't know what happens past this point. But that public statement from Sancho, it now means something has to happen. And I don't know what. Now, you can let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. That's my opinion on it so far. I wanted to do this in more of a non-live environment because you can get caught up in the comments. You can let me know what you think, and I'm sure you will.